Do you worry about the climate?
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
Climate change is the existential threat.
I don't think it's existential, but climate change may become a real problem. So it's odd that the activists rarely mention nuclear power.
Today, around 75% of France's power comes from nuclear energy.
And much of Sweden's, too. Nuclear energy cut their carbon emissions. But now, frightened activists want nothing to do with it.
We're calling for shut down.
The future of Earth is not going to be brought to us by nuclear power.
At Grand Central Station, these protesters imitated a nuclear meltdown. Absurdly, nuclear power came to a near halt in America 40 years ago because of a partial meltdown at 3 Mile Island, Pennsylvania.
The United States' worst commercial nuclear power accident.
That worst accident killed no one. It would have been largely forgotten, except that by coincidence, days before, Hollywood released a movie that suggested an accident could burn a hole all the way to China.
Today, only a handful of people know what it really means. And they're scared.
People saw that and freaked out.
Environmentalist Josh Goldstein says nuclear power can save us from climate change. And we'd have more nuclear power were it not for that movie and the media hysteria that followed.
The first step in a nuclear nightmare.
It led to the No Nukes concert in 1979 in New York.
I live in terror of the next accident.
Activist Harvey Wasserman turned anti-nuclear after 3 Mile Island.
It's a virtual inevitability that we're going to have another disaster.
His argument has basically won.
The nuclear industry is being dismantled.
What was so terrible about 3 Mile Island? No one died.
I'm one of 2 journalists who went into central Pennsylvania after the accident at 3 Mile Island, interviewing people. They're showing me their tumors, their hair loss, their lesions.
But it's bunk. It's been studied. People didn't die. People lose hair and get cancer, and they attribute it to 3 Mile Island, but it's not true.
Having been there, it's my clear assertion that people were killed at 3 Mile Island.
Actual scientists couldn't find a threat to health. 3 Mile Island was here, where there's less cancer than in most of the state.
Nobody was harmed at 3 Mile Island.
But what about the Fukushima disaster? The tsunami was real. And we were told there were dangerous radiation leaks.
There was heightened radiation, but it was all at this low level below what we consider to be safe.
The radiation never amounted to dangerous to beyond normal approved levels?
That's right. What harmed people was when everyone freaked out and ordered a massive sudden evacuation, ripped people out of hospital rooms.
People panicked.
And that caused suicide, depression, all kinds of terrible effects. The fear of radioactivity really did kill people.
There has been a nuclear accident in the Soviet Union.
One accident did kill people, Chernobyl. It happened in the old socialist Soviet Union, where those who built the plant cut corners to please the dictators.
Investigations revealed both procedural and design errors.
No Chernobyl-like plant will be built again. But even including Chernobyl's deaths, nuclear power is much safer than coal, oil, natural gas, almost as safe as wind and solar. Facts are on your side. How are you losing this battle?
There's been a campaign of fear-mongering around radioactivity and radiation and nuclear power for decades now.
Nuclear waste.
We're told the waste from nuclear plants will kill us.
A serious health hazard.
What about the waste? That's concentrated, and it lives just about forever.
If you took all the nuclear waste, all the spent fuel from all America's reactors for 60 years, it would fit into a Walmart. It's literally a small problem.
We kill many, many more people by using a lot of fossil fuels.
Many environmentalists say nuclear power is the only solution to climate change.
You do not cool the planet with a radioactive fire that burns at 570 degrees Fahrenheit.
The speediest drop in greenhouse gas pollution on record occurred in France when that country transitioned to nuclear.
I guarantee you, France will not be building any more nuclear power plants.
Yes, the anti-nuclear movement stopped nuclear in Europe too, but
other places in the world are building them like crazy. China is putting a nuclear reactor on the grid every 2 to 3 months.
And America may soon finish one. 15 years after approval was sought, it still isn't operating. It took 6 years just to get permission to build. It didn't always take so long. Blue dots on this graph show construction time before 3 Mile Island, and in red what happened to plants being built after. Because America more than doubled construction time and cost by increasing regulations. It takes 12 years to build the plant because there are so many regulations. You want more?
Yes, actually, I do.
We could have clean power from nuclear plants if silly people like you weren't scaring people about the wrong things.
If you want to accuse us of having raised the cost of building new nuclear plants by demanding more regulation, I plead guilty.
Activists like him say countries can power themselves with rooftop solar panels and wind. Improving technology has lowered their prices, so they're now as cheap as nuclear. But there's a problem. What do we do when the wind doesn't blow or the sun doesn't shine?
Well, usually it's one or the other.
When it isn't, he says, store energy in batteries.
We are having a major technological and industrial revolution in battery capacity.
Batteries are environmentally nasty.
They can be, and that needs to be dealt with.
The idea that a miracle battery is going to come along and save us, it's completely untested.
Nuclear energy has been tested. It could reduce greenhouse gases and keep energy cheap, if only we didn't fear it so much.
The whole regulatory system is crazy because we're regulating this energy source as though it were the most dangerous thing out there, and it's actually the safest thing.
It is. It's been pretty safe for 70 years. When we first entered
the new world of the atomic age.
If you like this video, please subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification button. That way you'll be sure to see the next one.